Hello, Internet. Welcome to another TADPOG podcast, a weekly show where two old guys talk about old games. I'm your bearded host, Tyler, and I think the best Girl Scout cookies go in this order.
Oh, man. Lay it on me.
Samoa's, Thin Mints, and then I don't give a shit because I don't eat any other kinds of Girl Scout cookies but those.
Fair enough. Man, Samoa's and Thin Mints are tied for me, but they make some like lemon sugar cookie lemonades. They're really good.
I can't say I've never had them. I've never tried them, but I would try them.
All right. We'll have to buy some. We'll have a Girl Scout cookie tadpog.
Yeah.
In case anyone's wondering, I'm Dave, and I'm your bespectacled host. I remember the first time I said a swear word in front of my mom. We were watching Batteries Not Included, and I was probably 6 or 7 years old. And it was the scene where the guy hits one of the alien robot things. I haven't seen that movie since then. I'm traumatized. I'll never see Batteries Not Included ever again. He hits one of them with a bat, and I got really mad. I was really mad, and I said, "You bastard!" And I just got slapped right across the face. I had heard bastard before, but I had no idea
This is pretty South Park.
that it was a bad word. So
That's good.
there's my interesting fact about me.
I've got an add-on interesting fact. You made me think of a story.
Okay.
Someone who I know is a listener will appreciate this because this is about them.
Okay.
She was raised Southern Baptist like I was, like the oppressive conservative kind of Southern Baptist. And she was playing in her 5th grade elementary school basketball league.
Yeah.
And like someone bumped into her and she went, "Ah, damn." Immediately fell to her knees in the middle of the game and started praying for forgiveness. Coaches were yelling at her to get up. She's like, "No, Jesus has to forgive me."
How long did she pray?
Enough time for it to be a detriment to the game.
I like that. Well, then that's good. That doesn't make me feel nearly as bad. And Mom, if you're listening, which I know that you are, I know that you're a big fan of hearing your son on the microphone.
We tell our moms all about this show.
Man. Holy God, what are we doing? Well, we're playing our way through IGN's top 100 Super Nintendo games and musing about our experiences here on this very show for the whole internet to hear, Tyler.
The whole internet.
What do you think about that?
It's pretty good. In last week's episode, my interesting fact about myself was of talking about my neighbor. and
Revving his truck.
revving. I have another theory.
Okay.
I just want to express.
All right.
One theory that leads into another amusing story about my wife. But
Okay.
because last week was that's how they have to have orgasms. I also think he could possibly have seen probably a gypsy. He's wanted to have an affair. His wife is just off looking at fires all the time. He's miserable. He just wants a companionship. So he goes to see a gypsy.
He's having an affair with a gypsy?
Well, no. Well, maybe. She might be a hot gypsy. Gypsies go either way. Either
Might
they're
not
old and
matter.
gross, or they're like Esmeralda from
Yeah,
Hunchback of Notre Dame.
that's true.
So he goes to see the gypsy.
If there are any
the gypsy tells
gypsies out,
him,
I'm sorry to interrupt, but
If
if there are
any
any gypsies out there who'd like to refute Tyler's claim about them being completely binary in their attractiveness, please let us know. Tyler at tadpog.com.
if there are any gypsies that are like a 6 or a 7, send us your picture.
Yeah, we'd like to know. Topless or not, it's fine. Whatever you're comfortable with.
We'll judge. Yeah, that could be one -1 or a +1. So I think he went to see the gypsy, and the gypsy advised him, if you want to have an affair, she told him how to do a siren's call. So he goes and he gets in his truck and he just revs it up because the gypsy told him all these women will just come out of the hives and just swarm to the truck noise, and you have all the affairs you want.
And he didn't stop at hives.
Nope.
Nah, women coming out of hives. You know what? My wife watches trash burn. I'm okay with that.
My related story is my wife tries, because of her job, tries to be very politically correct and watch herself, and she has to go to classes.
What does she do? Can you tell everybody?
She is an Episcopal priest. Which listening to this show, you're married to a priest. Yes, I'm married to a priest.
I like that pause that you left after saying that for everyone to laugh. I like that. Because, if you listen to this show, you might be a little surprised.
I know people always kind of look at me for a second after I say that. But she tries to be pretty PC. One of her friends had started dating a new girl he met at college.
Yeah,
He
she's a
brought
gypsy.
her home. She's Romanian.
Okay.
So we start
Is
talking
she a 1
to her.
or a 10, Tyler? On the record.
I think she was pretty attractive.
Okay,
I would put her more at the polarizing end of the spectrum. Go Matt on getting this hot Romanian gypsy. We're talking to her. She says she's Romanian. Meg's like, "Oh, like a gypsy?" And you see she just angry flash comes over her face. Like, that is not a very nice thing to say to a Romanian girl. It's like, okay.
Oh, so,
Meg's like, "I'm sorry."
she's not a gypsy then.
She's offended. She may be a gypsy. She's offended by calling her a gypsy.
Okay, but you didn't say she's a 10, so she's not a gypsy.
That's true.
Meg didn't even have to ask. She could have just looked at her and been like, not hideous, Also, not divinely gorgeous, so probably not a gypsy.
If we could just have you transfer this soul into a vampire, then we'll know if you're a gypsy.
Right.
That's for any Buffy Angel fans that are listening.
If you're a Buffy or an Angel fan, then I'm willing to bet that you're familiar with Double Dragon.
Yes.
You like that
Nice
segue? In case you're wondering, through our very long intro, which I hope you've enjoyed, we have. On this week's episode, we're talking about Super Double Dragon. It is IGN's 92nd ranked Super Nintendo game of all time. Do you know that?
All time.
Of all time.
The whole list, all time.
It's not really a brave list because they're done making Super Nintendo games.
Since Jesus changed BC to AD, these are the best Super Nintendo games.
That's right. If there's anyone out there listening who is not familiar with the Double Dragon series, Super Double Dragon doesn't stray too far from the formula. It's a side-scrolling beat-em-up. This one was developed by Technos in Japan. It was published by Trade West in North America in 1992. I was 11.
I was 8. Do that math.
So it's the fourth console game in the Double Dragon series, and unlike the others, this one is not a port of an existing arcade game. Like in the previous Double Dragon games, you play as Billy or Jimmy Lee, or both, and you march from left to right fighting the Shadow Warriors gang.
Which we have to wonder, Shadow Warriors gang, Mad Gear gang, how much relation? Because when you're doing your research, you came across there was a Double Dragon animated series.
Yeah, there's a cartoon.
Takes place in Metro City.
Yeah, right, opening scene. I'll post it in the show notes if anyone doesn't believe us. But opening scene.
For all people like, they're liars.
Those motherfuckers, they don't know what they're talking about.
Double Dragon in Metro City. I'm done with this podcast.
Unsubscribe. I don't blame you. I would do the same thing. It's unfathomable. Unfathomable.
This judicial system. I believe this was a record for beating a game, all the TADPOG games that we've done. I think it was about to be close between Tiny Mutant Adventures and Children's Mode.
I don't know.
This wasn't a children's difficulty game.
Right. There was
but we
no
just
difficulty.
Blew through it pretty quickly.
It was one difficulty. Before we get too deep into the game, Tyler, I think you're avoiding this.
Oh, you're right.
I've got something in my hand here. I believe it's a Mondo.
It is. We're looking at the Tower of Power on my kitchen counter. It's like, which one of these flavors do I think is going to be the sketchiest? So this week we have Kiwi Strawberry Splash.
Now, was there any reason you were looking for the sketchiest?
Because the orange we liked last week.
Yeah, orange
that
was surprisingly okay.
Yeah. Surprisingly mediocre.
That's the new tagline.
Mondo.
Thanks, Mondo. This is where your sponsorship dollars are going. So let's twist what's it? This is Kiwi?
Kiwi Strawberry Splash.
Okay. I think I met a stripper one time named Kiwi Strawberry Splash.
You know, when you make a glass of Kool-Aid and you put way too much ice in it and leave it on your counter for a while, and then you put a little bit of potpourri in it. That's what this is like.
Some red chili powder, and it starts foaming. You're making it in a beaker.
You know when
like you do.
When you wish your refrigerator just throw stuff in your drink. That's what it. Yeah.
I don't know. This could be pretty good with rum.
That's gonna be the next step for the. That's what we'll do after we try all the Mondos. Then we'll make Mondo-inspired drinks.
Yeah.
To continue on.
I think that's great. That could be one of your.
My gastromancy guild. Mondo drinks.
Mondo cocktails. Mondo mixology.
That'll be the badge you get.
All right. So.
Yeah, that's
done.
I don't think this is as good as orange, but. It's not repugnant like I anticipated.
No, it's not repugnant. It doesn't taste like pond water. Too bad.
But when we get to Mondo pond water, then that'll be the real test.
Man, I'm all thrown off. You jumped right into the Double Dragon. So we got the Mondo. What the hell have you been playing this week? Remember?
We were so excited about Double Dragon.
We do that thing where we talk about what we played.
I'm very, very close. I was hoping I could finish it before today, but I'm one more sit down playthrough and I'll be done with Professor Layton, The Last Spectre.
Yeah.
So I've already had my next handheld game lined up. So I'll probably finish Professor Layton Monday because tomorrow's gaming day. So,
by gaming, you mean?
By Dungeons
Pathfinder.
and Dragons.
Dungeons
or Pathfinder
and Dragons.
is what we yeah. I want to play 9 persons, 9 hours, 9 doors. I think I got the order of that correctly. I
haven't heard of it.
It's 9 something, 9 something, 9 something. But it's supposed to be a very kind of dark mystery game. It's what comes before 3DS From what I read, one of the best games on 3DS right now is Virtue's Last Reward.
Okay.
And 9 Persons, 9 Hours, 9 Doors is what comes before that.
I see. What kind of game is it? RPG? Or?
I think it's an RPG, like kind of a puzzle mystery RPG.
You have no
I've
idea.
read brief synopsis of it, and it's in my Game Boy, but I have not turned it on yet.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna play next.
All right. So you got your next 2 lined up?
Yeah, because for PC console will be Cave Story, and handheld will be Triple Nines.
Triple Nines. I've been meaning to ask you about Cave Story. Have you given it any go?
I installed it on Steam.
Okay.
That's it.
Almost there.
Yep.
It's not a very long game.
I'm over the hump.
I think you'll really like it when you start it up.
Yeah.
This little section we do about what we've been playing this week is good and bad, and I've got mixed feelings about it, but normally I like it because what it does is it pushes me to like force myself to play a different game each week because I feel like then I'm providing our listeners with something new to listen to.
Yep. Unlike how I've said Borderlands Supervisor Layton since we started.
Well, I mean, it's not a criticism of you. It's not a criticism of you, but it just sucks that it happens to work out that neither of us played anything new this week because I'm still playing Dark Souls. And like I was saying, I like it because it pushes me to play a different game each week, but I don't have a lot of time each week, and I know you don't either. So when it comes out like this, where I played Dark Souls this week, and I kind of feel like a jerk because I don't have anything new to talk about. It's still hard, in case you were wondering, or if anyone was wondering. It's still hard. And I really hope I can make it through this week. I don't know what I'm going to do if we sit down on the mics next week. I'm like, I'm playing Dark Souls. How's Professor Layton going, Tyler?
I'm so close to finishing it.
I thought I'd found the last Spectre. It's actually the second to last Spectre.
Second to last Spectre.
All right, so I guess we can get into the actual game now.
We beat it very fast.
That's right. It was a very fast game. It was easy, I thought.
Because first set down, it has 7 missions.
Yeah, I think it's 7.
And we got to the 5th mission, our initial playthrough.
Just fine.
And then beat it on the second playthrough.
Right. It's probably easy because we played together. Because I remember at some point, for some reason, I started a 1-player game. And it was not easy. It seemed like it didn't scale. Like the difficulty and the number of enemies didn't scale to how many people were playing.
Yeah, so then it would be a very difficult game.
Yeah. I think 1 player is probably, I don't know if I could do it. I probably couldn't.
But I found my continuing to walk forward while punching technique got me through most of the enemies in that game. Well, actually, first, let's start about turning the game on.
Okay, I think that's a good idea.
Turn it on.
What happens when you turn it
Double
on?
Dragon 2. Or
Super Double Dragon.
Super Double Dragon. I'm getting ahead of myself. Super Double Dragon. Wait for the intro. Wait for some story.
Yep.
Nope, just the same 2 minutes of gameplay.
Yeah, it goes into attract mode, and you see the first level, which is a casino.
Yeah, I assume you're in Vegas.
All right, okay. It ends, goes back to the title screen that says Super Double Dragon. All right.
Let's wait. Okay, maybe we'll wait again. Maybe we'll get some stories, some dialogue.
All right. Then it goes right into the same attract mode.
It is the bare bones of a fighting game. There's 0 dialogue, 0 story. When you go to the start screen, your options are you can play a mode where you can hurt each other and a mode where you can't hurt each other.
Yep, there's 1-player mode. There's 2-player A, and 2-player B. 2-player A being a mode where you play together cooperatively and don't hurt each other if you accidentally punch or kick, right?
Yep.
And then 2-player B is a mode that I guess you'd play if you're a sadist or a masochist or both, because in that mode you can hurt each other with your own attacks.
Which, we didn't really play on that mode.
And the 4th option, of course, being stereo or mono.
Oh, that's good.
So thanks.
But even like, all right, final fight. You turn it on, you'll see the story of, Mike Hagar getting the phone call.
Yes.
You see the Metro City map where you're going from place to place for the missions.
Yeah.
Nothing on Double Dragon. It just goes from one to the other. No explanation, no...
You mean one mission from another mission?
One mission to another mission.
It
There's
just
no
fades,
flare.
It fades out, fades back in, it's a new mission. It really made me appreciate Final Fight a little bit more because I guess with it being 2013 and everything, I'm kind of used to there being a story and the game filling you in on what's going on.
Just a little bit.
But you're right. There's absolutely 0 of that in Super Double Dragon.
And no tutorial on how to play.
I'm okay with that a little bit more than it just dropping you and like, hey, you're in the streets of Las Vegas.
Well, see,
And here's some guys coming at you.
See, I like the Mega Man method of the tutorial of teaching as you play.
Yeah.
Like the Mega Man X, it drops you in, but it makes you press different buttons to see what happens as you progress through the level.
And
like we played our first playthrough, we didn't know we could use our dragon power meter.
That's true. There was no way of knowing that you had to hold L or R to charge a bar up to do a super move. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's nothing in the game that is designed to teach you that.
Yep.
That's a good point.
We didn't even think about it. We got more than halfway through the game without knowing about our superpowers.
Our first playthrough, when we got to mission 5, we didn't use our superpowers at all, or dragon powers,
Or super dragon powers.
whatever they're called. But how did we figure it out? I think we should tell people how we found out that there is a story to the game.
This game has a game facts.
Yes.
Thankfully. As opposed to Super Turrican 2. The game facts details sort of the story. The guy copies out. He had the game to go to the game facts, and he copies the instruction booklet. So, like my wife looking it up, is like, have you guys tried pressing L or R? Oh, hey, that bar moves. Because she mentioned it, and then we were like, maybe if we kill an enemy, maybe we jump a kill, maybe
it fills up from stage to stage.
Yep. No idea. Oh, L and R. Okay. Apparently the story, which, not mentioned at all
In the game.
is Billy and Jimmy Lee own a dojo, and one of their students is a beautiful, because you have to know for the story to be, people just, what, is she not beautiful?
Yeah.
Why would you do this for an ugly girl?
Yeah.
You have to know she's a beautiful.
There's no story if she's ugly.
Yeah,
Because they just stay in the dojo.
Who's going to do it? Yeah. They're just going to let her kidnap the ugly girl. It's fine.
Well, you have a gypsy you need to rescue.
With what kind of gypsy?
Yeah. Which side of the coin are we talking about here?
Because it's a beautiful policewoman who studies under them is missing, and you have to go find her.
Okay.
Super double
Go.
dragon.
So where do you start? Where do you start looking for a beautiful policewoman?
Of course, well, in Vegas.
Right. Okay.
Because whenever you kidnap beautiful policewomen, you go to Vegas.
Maybe she's working Vice.
Maybe. We're both Dexter fans.
Right.
Remember, working Vice.
Of course, we don't find her at the casino.
No. Because there's no map or explanation, you don't really understand why you're going from place to place to place.
Right.
Because we go from Vegas
Okay.
to an airport.
Airport.
We watch the plane take off.
Yeah, you get to the end of the airport. I'm not sure why we're at the airport other than trying to find the beautiful police officer. I don't know if we're supposed to catch a flight or what.
Stop the flight from taking off. Like, is she on the flight? We got to get the plane. We don't know. We're not on the plane. Nothing falls out of the plane.
No.
The plane just takes off.
Yep, we get to the, what do you call it?
Tarmac.
Tarmac?
So,
It's not a landing
something
strip.
like that.
It's a take-off strip. Well, anyway, you get outside, and yeah, there's a plane in the background. You're really close to a plane. I just assume we need to get on it. And then as you're fighting guys, it just starts to take off.
Yep.
And it takes off without you. And then it fades out. It fades in to say Mission 3,
Chinatown.
Chinatown.
All right, sure. Well, if we're not going to eat at the airport, we may as well go to Chinatown.
Maybe it's
Look for it.
Chinatown. As far as, I mean,
It could just be China.
We really don't know. I wish that we could tell you, but
You fight through different levels of Chinatown.
yeah,
Going up and down stairs.
in a gym, another dojo.
And you go from the dojo where you fight two mysterious deathmatch brothers from the Shadow Warrior gang.
Yeah, they're kind of a pain in the ass because I guess they're the only enemy that we ran across that can dodge attacks. Mm-hmm. And by dodge attacks, I don't mean they move further away from you. They stay right where they are, but when you kick, they just go into a defensive stance. Your kick just goes right through them.
Yep.
And then sometimes they catch your foot.
And they'll throw you in.
then-
So they'll dodge and counter.
Yeah, so they were
Which
kind of
was,
tough.
yeah, they were a break in the pattern. Mm-hmm. Vegas Airport, Chinatown, the dojo in Chinatown, Golden Gate Bridge,
Well,
or
yes.
slums,
maybe.
Golden Gate Bridge.
The thing is, I think the most important part is that right after the dojo, yeah, it looks like the Golden Gate Bridge that you fight on, but you're on top of a truck.
Oh, yeah, you take the truck to the...
And you're not just inside a truck, you are on top of a truck, like a truck and trailer. And I don't know where these enemies are coming from. Like, I don't know if there's a helicopter above you that's just dropping guys.
They just hang out on top of trucks. Shadow Warrior gang.
No idea. Yeah, that's on their business cards. So yeah, they drop down and you're fighting them. I think that's the first time when we saw the quote unquote Golden Gate Bridge. I think it's the first time we had made the joke that this must be Metro City.
Yeah, because it all these different mishmashes. This is probably Metro City. We were right.
We were right. Yeah, the animated series has confirmed it for us. The truck crashes.
Going very fast.
Very, very fast. Remains completely 100% intact.
All the enemies that are driving the truck just get out.
One stays, and he's a big fat clown.
Yes, you find the big bat clown that can do the alligator roll in the air that you just punch, and he kind of flexes his chest a little bit and takes your punches until he blinks out of existence.
I don't know how Pixar didn't sue Double Dragon for having a clown in a game.
That's clearly Pixar shtick.
If you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, listen to our least listened to episode, Uniracers, and you'll find out. And I will love you for it.
So will Josh Nance.
So will Josh, our guest host, yes.
And then, or Stephen King to have sued for having a clown that tries to kill you.
I thought you were going to say, and Stephen King will love you for listening to the Uniracers episode.
He told us he was a big fan of the Uniracers episode. He thought it was a criminal. It's the least
over
episode
here, like
to.
running, holding my hand, my face in my hand, just Tyler. I don't think we can back up that claim. We're already dangerously close to being on his shit list for talking about Thinner, pretty much the whole episode. So, what happens after we beat the clown, Tyler?
You beat the clown, and then you have to go through the forest.
Yeah.
Because, on the other side of the Golden Gate Bridge is, of course, a big forest.
Yes.
The Golden Gate Bridge is what separates Chinatown from the Ghost Woods.
Right. The Ghost Woods. Yes. There's no phantom train in the forest, unfortunately. And then, after the forest...
Another boss in a big red leather jacket.
This pedophile motherfucker.
He looked kind of like Bret the Hitman Hart with sunglasses and the big jacket, and he looks imposing, but I don't think he ever tried to hit me.
No.
You died, and I soloed this boss.
Right. Yeah, because I died right after the truck, and then you got really far in the forest
just
by
my
yourself.
walk forward and punch technique, just going through the forest, just walking straight, just punching.
And I could have continued, but I didn't because we were waiting for you to die. So we could use a glitch in the game where we both press continue at the same time to refill our lives.
Which we really,
That's how we roll.
Didn't need to, but
That's how we roll.
We decided to play it. Gonna beat this game.
So yeah, this pedophile comes out of nowhere and just creeps around.
Why in the woods, pedophile?
He didn't hit you. Like, he didn't try to hit you once.
That's why we theorized maybe he was nice.
He's trying to help.
Yeah, he was trying to heal me the whole time, and I was like, get off me, get off me, woodsy pedophile.
So lesson learned: don't judge a book by its cover. After the Golden Gate Bridge in a haunted forest.
And the forest leads up to the Shadow Warrior Gang's leader's dojo.
Yeah.
Which it's a pretty nice gold, lots of robots in gold in this dojo. According to the game facts, Duke, who is the boss, made his fortune by forcibly taking over other dojos. So dojo takeover is incredibly lucrative.
Yeah, I mean, dojos are just making money hand over fist. So my first instinct when we walked in there, I was like, this is the last level. Because it is a Double Dragon game, and this is a mansion. So we're about done.
One of the few, I think, things we can say is distinctively Double Dragon about the game.
Yeah.
This could have been called something else, and I just would have thought it was a fighter. I thought there was very little Double Dragon flavor.
I mean, I think there's less flavor in this than others because it's not an arcade port. And obviously, when they did Double Dragon arcade games, they put a whole lot more effort into it when they did a game for the console. I mean, I just think that is apparent that they didn't really care nearly as much about this game as they did for the arcade games. And because of that, the arcade ports to NES aren't like really faithful, but at least still there's some of that quality carries over. But in this one, since it was just made specifically for the Super Nintendo, they cut corners.
Most definitely. We went through, fought all the enemies, fought Duke, who looks like he's from Cobra Kai. Big guy, ponytail, gold and black.
Yeah, I was surprised that he was the final boss, because when we were playing, I knew this was the final stage, but I didn't think that was Duke, the guy in the ponytail, because he didn't have a gun. Because you were like, I think this is the last boss. I was like, no, it's not the last boss, because he's not firing bullets at us. Yeah, he was, but I found something out.
All right. Dave's putting me very matter-of-factly.
I found something out. Okay, earlier I was pretending to be really insightful, saying it looks like they cut corners. I wasn't being insightful. They did cut corners on this game because they had time constraints. That's why there's no narration in the game. They intended on it, but due to time constraints, they cut it. They also cut a boss that was going to be after Duke. I don't know anything about him, but I guarantee you he had a machine gun.
It's true. You're right. You're right.
I would bet the Mondo Tower of Power that intended boss had a machine gun.
All that Mondo, I'll bet you the value of $3 American.
Once again, the only reason that we know any of that is because the good old internet is around now, and it wasn't back when we were kids.
Yep.
You could have told me anything, and I probably would have believed it.
Though they cut corners, I guess it was more for the American version, because apparently the Japanese version was pretty different.
Yeah?
Difference between the American versions and Japanese versions of
All right.
Super Double Dragon.
Let's start the list.
One, and Super Double Dragon in America. In Japan, it's Return of Double Dragon, Sleeping Dragon Has Awoke.
Really?
And it's in English. The menu and the title, it's all in English.
Then why didn't they just
bring it over?
Yeah, really?
I don't know. No work on their part. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe they thought the English looked too Asian. I don't know. They cut it.
That's really bizarre. Okay, so that's number one. It had I would say a much cooler name.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds much more action movie-ish.
But it's the baseline difficulty is higher, but the Japanese version has the options list to change the difficulty.
Oh, really?
So you can set your difficulty and set your number of credits
Okay.
that you get.
Once again, I don't know why that would have changed when it came to North America.
Yeah. All the enemies can dodge your finishing moves, not just the two bosses in Chinatown.
Now, what do you mean finishing moves?
Like your last powerful kick, roundhouse
like
kick,
the last hit of a combo.
the last hit of a combo. All enemies can dodge.
Really? That would have made the game much more challenging.
All the enemies, mission 1 to mission 7, are all the same difficulty. And the Japanese version, they vary from being weaker to stronger. And not just like per level, like individual enemies will be weaker or stronger than another one of their type.
I see. So in the North American version, they're all the same difficulty.
Right. They're all fives.
No matter what they
across
are,
the board.
and no matter what stage you're on. But there's a lot of variation in the Japanese version.
Yes. There's additional music in the Japanese version. There's a sound test. Japanese version has no ending. In the American version, you get a paragraph.
Yeah, I was about to say, there isn't a whole lot of ending that we saw.
Yeah, we just get like this Star Wars style, like rolling short paragraph that just comes up and it's gone.
Yeah, we get a little scroll, and essentially it says that Billy and Jimmy Lee disappear afterwards. That's it. I guess their bodies were found washed up in the Metro City River a couple months later.
You had one job, Super Double Dragon Rider. One job.
It did. Like, the ending did feel like an episode of Unsolved Mysteries. Like, I was just waiting for the do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do to play, and I think that would have been really good.
Oh, in the American version, the boomerang. Because
Yeah.
you throw it, when it comes back, it'll hurt you.
Yeah, I was
In the
really
J-
disappointed. You
In the
can't catch
Japanese
it.
version, you can catch it.
There is no reason that you shouldn't be able to catch that boomerang in the North American version.
Nope.
That infuriates me.
Because Dave was like, oh, I'll set it up, but if I punch it when it comes back to me, nope.
Blop, just knocked on
Knocked
my
over.
ass. Yep. This is kind of a trend in the 90s of Japanese games being harder.
All right, I think overall, just better. I feel like the 90s
Yeah.
was kind of the golden age of Japanese gaming.
You're right. It was. Maybe while we're doing this podcast, our end goal, our quest is to find out why Japanese games were better. The real question is why the hell they were changed when they came to North America. Mm-hmm. Like, who was that gatekeeper when a game came in and was like, no, we don't want to be able to catch the boomerang here in America. You can take that Japanese shit and just take a hike. Or
Take
we're
that
not.
back to Australia. I don't know. They're friends over there,
Yeah.
all the way in Japan, Australia land. I don't know. I don't give a shit.
All of them across on the other side of the equator. Sir, I believe that's the prime meridian. Shut the fuck up, Yuki's mama. You're fired. Go work for Capcom. Yeah, you like that callback?
This is the story. We're giving Yuki's mama some good backstory. Used to work for America. Fired by
the gatekeeper, quote unquote.
Asshole Joe, who's the gatekeeper for all 90s American Nintendo
Played by Rick
games.
Moranis.
But I feel like we had a pretty good time, despite the fact it was very bare bones.
Yes.
I would have liked enemies Like in Final Fight, I would have liked names and health bars.
Yeah, you don't get
and
names of enemies.
Things like that.
The only reason we knew who Jeff was because we looked it up online.
Yeah. Or Duke. I mean, anybody. Know anybody's name or any of the places, at all. It's all cut.
I know where you're going with this because you use the word despite. So please continue. Despite not knowing any of this.
The actual fighting mechanics, the core of the game was good and it was entertaining and we had fun.
Yeah.
Like we're playing through, core is strong.
Yes.
And it has nothing else or no bells and whistles.
It is interesting to me that, especially because we gave Final Fight such a hard time for not having narrative, it works with no story. Like, it works with zero story. But I think when you start giving, like, little bits of story that don't make sense, that's when you stand back and you're like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. But when you're given absolutely nothing to go on, it's just kind of like, oh, well.
Well,
punch, kick. But yeah, man, I'm glad you had a good time because I actually have it written down in my notes that this is the first game that we've played together cooperatively that's been on the list that I've really, really enjoyed playing.
We had such a good time and we beat it in such a short time. We just had to keep going.
Oh, yeah. No, there was no stopping this train.
No, we went right on to Double Dragon Neon.
That's right.
The latest Double Dragon release.
We played that on the PlayStation 3 because it's out on PSN and I guess it's out on Live as well.
I really want to talk about Neon, but all right.
Okay.
We have to make ourselves finish up Super Double Dragon first.
Ah, so what?
Something that made me sad, and I feel like is iconic of Double Dragon, we didn't fight each other at the end.
Yeah, I know.
Like that was just gone. Even if they had just tacked that on the end, it would have felt a little more Double Dragon-esque.
That would have not felt Double Dragon-esque. That would have been Double Dragon-esque because it always feels like they tack it on at the end where it's like, all right, you beat the guy with the machine gun, fight each other. For no reason
being gone.
other than Marion's affection.
I guess they're not fighting over the policewoman. They just want to save her. So,
which you don't even see in the game.
We don't even know
you beat Duke.
Yeah,
we don't
she
even
doesn't come out or anything.
Nothing. She's not even there. Maybe that's why they disappear because she wasn't there.
They just ninja vanish out.
Was there anything else you want to talk about?
Just that we had a pretty solid time.
Yeah. Beyond the few criticisms that we've given it, or I shouldn't say few, beyond the numerous criticisms we've given this game, I thought that it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun playing it. I would have been miserable playing it by myself.
Yeah.
I would have been miserable playing this game by myself. And I think that something else that made me think is that if Final Fight, the number 100 game on IGN's list, had been 2-player co-op, I really, really would enjoy that game.
Yeah.
Because
you're right. If you could do a fusion dance and put these Final Fight and Super Double Dragon together, you would have had a really amazing game.
Tyler, I have a very important question for you.
I'm listening.
If you were to rank this game on a scale of beards and glasses, where would it rank for beards?
I would give this, in beard terminology, 2 black, pencil-thin jawline beards and mustaches.
Like a bouncer would wear? Is that where that's coming from?
Or a leather daddy biker. Just the very thin. It's still a beard, but it's the bare essentials of a beard.
Okay. Now, how about glasses? How many glasses would you give this game, Tyler?
I'd give it 1 pack of disposable contact lenses.
Okay. I thought you were going to go completely off the wall and be like, I give it 1 pack of Newports.
No, because the contacts function, you still see, but you don't get the pleasing aesthetics or facial compliments you would from a pair of glasses.
I'm really happy to hear you say that.
Yeah. He says that he adjusts his glasses.
My glasses.
And then they're not like hard contacts that you keep.
Yeah.
You're going to wear them until you get your use out of them, and then you just throw them away.
Are they the kind you can sleep in? Very important.
Yeah, but you probably don't want it very long.
Okay. All right. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Pretty positive feedback. All right. So, you want to talk about Neon real quick?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Kick it off.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Really, really.
We had a blast playing Double Dragon Neon.
And I was really tentative about it because it was $9.99. I'd played the re-release of the first Double Dragon game on Xbox Live, and it was fun, ? Shrug. But this was far and beyond that HD remake. This was a complete and total self-aware Double Dragon game. And that's what I think what made it so good is that not only was it fun to play, but the game is so self-aware of how cheesy and over-the-top fighting games and beat-em-up games were from this era, the late 80s and early 90s.
Yeah, and it played into every element that I like about fighting games. It played into the 80s aesthetic.
Yeah.
The art style is great.
Yeah.
It has a good, strong theme to play off of. Tons of throwbacks.
A lot.
Items, health bars, story, dialogue.
And the dialogue is, I mean, it's funny. It's very tongue-in-cheek.
Laugh out loud funny.
It is laugh out loud funny. It's kind of interesting because after playing it, it made me think on this list that we're playing through, if I went into those games thinking that everything was done tongue-in-cheek, I'd probably enjoy them a lot more.
If you acknowledge how ridiculous it is anyway, then
Right.
you're one step ahead of the game.
Exactly. So you said it had a lot of elements in it that you like in beat 'em up games. Anything in particular?
Like power-up items, upgrades,
Yeah.
how to upgrade your move set and your stats.
Yeah, because there's different stances that you can pick up in your journey.
Because Billy and Jimmy Lee have their own, so Getsu is their style of martial arts. So you get upgrades to that, and you get your stat upgrade, and it's all done in mixtapes. The more you get, the stronger it gets, and there are plenty of different ones.
Right. Each different mixtape does a different thing. Like one mixtape will make you more balanced, while another mixtape will make you drain life from enemies when you punch and kick them.
The fireball, and then you have to make your attack go way up, or your dragon meter go way up, so you have more special move juice.
So it's really, I think that's the first Double Dragon game that I've played that had any kind of customization like that. Because you can
go to
really-
the tape smith.
Yeah, the tape smith.
Dave and I both laughed out loud very hard going to the tape
God.
smith.
Why do we laugh? Because he required,
Mithril.
in order to upgrade your tapes,
I need to get more defensive tapes. Need more
I
Mithril.
require mithril. I had a really good time with that game.
And we both also, because when you get to the end of a stage, the first one to get there poses and waits for the other person to get there. And we'll
Right.
usually insult them.
That's how you transition. You have to pose. Both of you have to pose in order to get to the next stage.
We laughed out loud at two very enunciated insults. Whenever one of us calls the other one butt pipe, and it's very butt pipe and butt cake.
That was
Come on, butt cake.
whatever butt pipe. Man, that was completely unrehearsed. That was just pure.
Yeah.
That was just pure Tyler and Dave magic happening there.
When we're talking about butts and
butts.
caves, we're good. We're in sync.
Anything else you want to go over about Neon?
Let's see. Well, the Lee brothers kind of embrace the inherent douchebaggery.
Yes.
And live up to that. So their dialogue is cheesy, full of puns.
Yeah.
So our friend James Livingston, who
God.
thrives and gets hard off puns,
James,
needs to play this.
please play this game. We thought about you every time these guys open their mouths. What's a good one? Let's give a good example.
Yes, let's go ahead. Give a good example. I just remember puns.
The one that comes to mind isn't even a pun. It's when you throw the boomerang and he says, "Good day,
Good
mate."
day, mate.
Not a pun.
But there are puns there that we enjoyed.
There's your stinger.
Well, let's talk about the pick, because there's the have a bone to pick with you
Yeah.
trophy, supposedly.
Well, is that really what it's called?
Meg looked it up.
She confirmed it? Because I was joking.
She said that's why she was like, oh, when you said it, because it was, supposedly it's called a bone to pick with you, because there is an enemy with an afro. Whenever you punch him out, you get the pick that's in
Yeah,
his
his
hair.
pick falls out of his hair, right.
And you
can pick it up as a weapon.
Yeah, when you throw it, it sticks in the enemy's hair. And whenever the boss is Skullmageddon,
Right.
he's like extraordinarily 80s.
Yeah.
He has a metal,
He sounds like the Monarch from Venture Brothers.
Raiden hat. Yes.
Yeah.
He does sound like the Monarch. I didn't even think about that. You're right. I bet it is. It's got to be the same voice actor. It's
hope it
pretty
is.
spot on. But he's wearing like the Raiden hat, the Asian style.
Yeah.
So and it's made of metal. So when you throw the pick in it, it sticks. Of
Right.
course, like it does every enemy. And he has dialogue like, "Why is this even sticking to my? It's made of metal." But yeah, getting a pick to stick in him is an achievement.
The whole game was a blast. In fact, the second stage takes place in, I guess, Skullmageddon's dojo. Mm-hmm. And when you beat him, turns out the dojo is a rocket, and it takes off in very phallic fashion into outer space. And then the third stage is his dojo in outer space.
Yep, Space Dojo.
And enemies come out wearing space helmets. Completely the same otherwise, but they're wearing helmets now.
And when you have to venture out into space, Billy and Jimmy are like,
do you do?
vacuum of space.
Hold our breath.
And they're fine. No problem. They go out and find a Mega Man ripoff outside.
Yeah, that's one of the throwbacks one of the many throwbacks from this game is that you fight a boss that is obviously modeled after Mega Man.
At the end, when you beat Skullmageddon,
Yeah.
while I enjoyed the ending, he rips GLaDOS off pretty liberally in the singing and the following along of his sad
GLaDOS,
demise song.
Yeah.
Which, it was still funny,
It was
but
entertaining. I thought it was the song's well written, and but
it's straight ripoff.
it's been done.
Yeah.
In a game like this that pays homage so much to other games, I think it's forgivable.
No, yeah,
because
I mean,
it very well, and I'm willing to bet you that it was in an homage to Portal.
Yeah.
My complaint about the game is that it crashed my PlayStation 3 twice. So
That is suspect.
while it was entertaining, I really wish that bug would have been worked out, because it's annoying when you get to the end of a stage and you get the last hit on the boss and then the game freezes up and there's no way to
Happened to us.
you can't even hit the PlayStation button to get to the menu. It's toast. It's done. You got to power it off, power it back on.
But yeah, other than that, I was extraordinarily pleased.
God, please, if you like games at all, and I'm not even going to say if you like beat 'em ups, if you like games, play Double Dragon Neon.
Tons of a Bobo.
Yeah.
No Bobo in Super Double Dragon. Lots of a Bobo in Double Dragon Neon.
Yes. And conveyor belts. So there's a Bobo and conveyor belts, so it has everything you could possibly want in a Double Dragon game.
And then I enjoyed the boss when you fight. Skullmageddon gets like your blood, and he makes clones of Billy and Jimmy.
Yeah.
Bimmy and Jilly.
Yes.
The translation error heroes, or whatever you fight them. And
No, I love it. I love every bit of that game other than it crashing on me twice. Is that all you got for Neon?
just about.
Just about?
Just
Or
about.
yes?
I have a special 80s edition of Beards and Glasses for Double Dragon
Okay.
Neon.
All right. What kind of 80s? All right, wait. Let me gain my composure. Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
Tyler, if you were to give this game an 80s beard, what 80s beard would that be?
Well, it's a combination of 3 different 80s facial hairstyles for how much I enjoyed it.
Damn. All right.
It gets 1 George Michael's 5 o'clock shadow.
Okay.
It gets 1 blonde Hulk Hogan mustache
Oh.
and 1 black Tom Selleck mustache.
Whoa. That's pretty much the king of mustaches you just gave
That's a
this
lot.
game.
That's I mean, a little bit more would have been to throw in the Sam Elliott.
Oh, but that's like the monarch of
But
mustaches.
yeah.
Okay. That being said, Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
how many glasses would you give this game?
And give it 2 different pairs of glasses.
Mm-hmm.
One, it gets the pair of the Venetian blinds sunglasses that I believe DJ Jazzy Jeff, did he have those?
Maybe.
But yeah,
let
the
me go watch
blinds
my back
glasses.
episodes of Fresh Prince and I'll tell you. I know Mr. West brought them back in fashion.
And the combo pair of glasses and sunglasses that you flip up and down. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Can
Some
I don't
kid and play, their friend, one of them had.
I don't normally do this, but if you allow me to, I'd like to give this game a pair of glasses.
Because you have the glasses, you're more than entitled to ever throw in more glasses.
So, listener, if you've held on this long and listened to this point, your reward is that I'm actually going to give this game a pair of glasses. And I only do it because I really was hoping you would say it. I'm going to give this game, Double Dragon Neon, a pair of old school 3D glasses where you have a red lens and a blue lens. It's made out of white cardboard that you were wearing it out for fashion. That's what I give this game.
That's pretty fitting. That's pretty fitting. That is pretty ideally fitting for the game.
All right. Well, before we close it down, you know what time it is. Time for my favorite segment, unless you surprise me with a quiz of your own.
No, not this week. Not this week.
But I've got a question for you. I've got 2 trivia questions for you, my friend. First question is, this game was developed by Technos. I want you to tell me where Technos is today, Tyler.
I'm going to say they were bought up by Enix and then bought up by Square, and they're now part of Square Enix.
You know, that is actually not what happened.
Damn it.
Believe it or not. That was a good guess. They went bankrupt. Surprise. This is a two-part question. Guess when they went bankrupt.
Right as they were adding the last level on to Super Double Dragon.
Very close. Very close. Good answer. They went bankrupt in 1996. So that was like 4 games after this year came out. So that's how I measure time in games, in case anyone was wondering. They were best known for the Kunio-kun games.
Oh, yeah.
Kunio-kun.
Kunio-kun. Du Savaro Kunio-kun.
Do you know about these games?
No, David Kuhn.
It's a series of games that Technos did. It's a very, very big series of games. They're all connected intricately in this shared universe. And 3 of those games came to North America. Renegade, an early side-scrolling beat-em-up. Super Dodgeball, which I used to play all the time.
Dude, now that you said it, I remember Dodgeball. I remember seeing the cartridge.
And River City Ransom.
Nice.
These 3 games were actually tied together, but when they came to North America, those ties were dissolved. So unless you knew these games in their original Japanese form as the Kunio-kun games, you had no idea of knowing that they all took place in the same universe and shared the same characters and all that.
Yes, Dave Senpai.
And of course,
that's my Naruto knowledge, calling Dave Senpai. I thought about calling him Nichan, but I was like, no, he's older than me. He's the class ahead of me. He's Senpai.
So
this is my Naruto
nice
knowledge.
I feel like I got a nice honorific title.
Now Sama would have been the best, but inappropriate because you're not the emperor.
I'm not your leather daddy.
Nope.
That's what you call a Sama. Of course, they were known for the Double Dragon series as well. So those are the 2 things Technos was known for.
Well, it's sad that they went bankrupt. They had a lot of good stuff.
So my next question is, Trade West, of course, published this game for North America. Can you tell me where Trade West is today, Tyler?
I want to say that they merged with Majesco and are still around.
I like this whole merged with kind of theme that you're going with today because they're defunct currently, but they merged with Williams in 1994, which, as you know, if you listen to our Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 episode, faithful listeners, you will know that Williams later merged into Midway. If you want to know what happened to Midway from there, go listen to that episode. Trade West was best known for publishing Ikari Warriors, Double Dragon, and Battletoads. I'm sure you remember.
How did we get through this whole episode and not bring up Battletoads until now?
That's a very good question because
I don't think about Double Dragon usually without thinking about Battletoads.
And they did that ill-fated crossover as well. We will need to talk about Battletoads at some point in time. We'll figure it out.
We can call our local GameStops and ask if they have Battletoads and then put it on Reddit.
I think that's a really good suggestion.
Because that's their thing.
Well, what do you think? Think we should thank some people?
Yeah, I do think we should thank some people.
If you did something for the show and don't get mentioned, let me apologize because I left the shout-out sheets at work. And if I work with you and you listen to this, I totally don't do shout-out notes at work.
Well, let's see. Facebook shares, people who always promote us on Facebook. I need to thank Matt Barger, Ramon Verdugo Castillo III, Kevin Link, and our new friends Megalixer.
Yes.
For all promoting us, sharing us on Facebook.
Yes. Thank you very much. And I also want to throw in that if you are not familiar with Megalixer, they're 2 awesome guys that are doing covers for video game music. You can find them on Facebook as well. Of course, a really easy way to find them on Facebook is to find us on Facebook. Yeah, you like this? Because we like them. So you can find them that way.
See, and then we had two pieces of fan art submitted to our Facebook page that I thought were very good. So thank you, Matt Barger, for How to Improve Top Gear 2. And Micah Purdue for illustrating how Dicus drinks his Mondo.
Those are both on the Facebook page as well. If you're not on our Facebook page, you are really missing out. Yeah. I'm just telling you that.
Thanks, Second Breakfast. They did a lot of talking us up, linking us on their Facebook page.
Those guys really went above and beyond. Andy and Phil both in promoting our show. So I also want to give a heartfelt thanks.
So, because Phil fell for it hard. Because I was just thinking the other day, I was like, God, how can I just fuck with Phil?
Yeah.
Like, how can I get him to watch Batman and Robin and just get to this guy?
Just dig under there.
I got him.
Nailed.
But then now if you listen to their podcast, then they now want to challenge us to play the Goonies video games, and they get to watch Goonies. So we're going to flip-flop the game you enjoyed, movie you hated.
They get to watch an excellent movie, one of my favorite movies. And it was funny because I actually watched that last weekend without knowing that they were going to issue this challenge. But yeah, they'll watch The Goonies, a great movie, and we'll play The Goonies 2 for the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yeah.
Which I played because I love the movie so much. Have you played it?
Yes.
Okay.
I have played Goonies, and I don't know. I guess I'll save, whenever we do our response, I'll save my Goonies 2 drama.
Fair enough.
I have Goonies 2 family drama stories.
Okay, good.
I'll save
it. So, faithful listeners of the internet, be wary. Another Second Breakfast TADPOG crossover is in the works.
Oh, and you also bought King of Fighters.
I did. I bought King of Fighters 2006, which Andy, one of the hosts of Second Breakfast, actually did some voice work for. And I bought this game sight unseen just based on that knowledge, because that is one of the coolest things I had ever heard. And I was listening to that episode. As soon as he said that he did voice work for that game, a new tab was open in Firefox and I was buying it on Amazon.
So I guess we should, thank Nikki Moore for editing, listening to us jibber jabber and editing.
Jibber jabber.
Jibber jabber.
Can we thank her actually twice? Because
Yep.
we forgot to thank her on the last episode. And she's been editing all the episodes since, I think, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. So, and she's also my wife. So if we don't thank her twice, then it makes for an unhappy Dave.
Then we should also double thank Jess Dockery.
Yes.
For promoting us on SilkStreetPost.com. She's always, as soon as we put on an episode, she's plugging us on Silk Street Post.
Yes, thank you.
So double thank you, Jess.
It's Double Dragon, so it makes sense. We did this on
planned.
purpose. We just saved the two that we needed to thank the most for this episode so we could double thank
Let's
them.
not thank them this week. We'll thank them double. It's brilliant. And then for Facebook comments and support, we want to thank Tyler Dunnigan, Josh Edwards, Micah Purdue, and William Holt.
Thank you.
And then I guess thank our top two, because there was number one was Hillary Ford for liking everything on tadpog.com.
Yeah.
But now she's got a rival for top liker.
Okay.
So Joanne Livingston.
Yes.
Who is James Livingston, the pun master, his wife.
So we don't know if James listens.
We know Joanne
but
listens.
we're pretty sure Joanne listens. So Joanne, tell
or
James.
she might not listen, she just likes us.
And that's not as acceptable. But Joanne, if you're listening and James isn't, first of all, ask him what the fuck. Second of all, tell him about Double Dragon Neon, because we thought about your husband the whole entire game. Got anyone else to thank?
That's it.
All right,
I got no one else to thank.
let's shut
I'm
this-
not thanking Blake for shit this week.
Let's shut this bitch down.
All right, well, thanks everyone for listening. You can find us on iTunes or Stitcher, so you don't miss an episode or know what we're talking about. Our next game is Super Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back.
And that's going to be an interesting episode because you want to share, you want to save.
We'll save. We'll save. And while you're on iTunes,
Why not?
why not? If you're just there, don't forget to subscribe and give the show a 5-star rating and write a review. Much appreciated.
Yes, if you write a review, we'll mention you in this part of the show that you always skip.
And put you on the secret Tadpog Point exclusive diamond list that I keep
Tyler,
in my pocket.
Tyler.
We don't talk about Tadpog Rule
Put a
Diamond.
lid on it. Don't worry, guys. We're going to be back next week like we always are. Have we let you down yet? Have we? Let me ask you that, Internet. Have we let you down yet? But if you can't wait for more Tadpog, you can always leave us feedback on tadpog.com or find us on Facebook. We're at facebook.com/Tadpog. We're always Tadpogging there. So if you need more Tadpog, right there. Our intro song is Moves by Sycamore Drive. A link to that track can be found in the show notes on tadpog.com.
Check out the show notes.
I'll stop pointing at you now.
No, I wouldn't know you're talking to me. I didn't know.